Or stay closed. Here in New Jersey, we're starting to see a significant uptick in COVID cases again. The 7-day average of hospitalizations climbing more than 120%. And this is why our next guest says it's unsafe to reopen schools here in September. Anthony Rosamila is president of the Essex County Education Association, one of New Jersey's largest teachers unions, representing 12,000 teachers. Welcome. And to be clear, when we say you don't want the schools to reopen, do you mean you want it to be 100% virtual?
Thank you, Kelly, Melissa, for having me. Yes, we believe that would be the safest way to start the school year, virtually.
Why is it that it seems like parents are the ones pushing for schools to be open, but teachers are the ones pushing for them to stay closed? Need to come in because, by the way, what they're talking about in my neck of the woods, it's send your kid by alphabetical order, half a day, 2 or 3 days a week, so they're going to be in class 5 out of 15 days. I don't know how people are supposed to work.
Well, we actually think that those are real issues. We understand that, but we think that those issues are more easily addressed by using, for example, things like community partnerships to try to deal with childcare issues, by closing the digital divide, like Governor Murphy has announced that he's going to do to make sure that families have devices. But when you start to look at the actual specifics of what it takes to open schools and to keep them open, everything from transportation to PPE to ventilation, it really is a house of cards. I'm calling these hybrid reopening plans the chaos and instability plans, because they will almost certainly result in school closures. So listen, educators want to get back to school. You know, I've been a teacher for 24 years. Myself, my colleagues, we've dedicated our lives to education. We want to get back, but under these circumstances, we just don't feel it's safe.
Would you strike?
Well, listen, we're focused right now on trying to sound an alarm about what is in front of us. We're looking at what's going on with the MLB, who has way more resources than we have, the chronic underfunding of our schools, and they can't stay open. They're having to close. So we're focused on that right now.
Although the WNBA is fine, and arguably, that's a better template for the teachers. I mean, these are older females. I'm not saying that MLB is all irresponsible young guys, but, they're not the only league out there. There's other leagues that are able to keep this going. I'm just curious as well. I mean, does it come down to the fact that kids are less at risk and less, it seems, transmitters of COVID than adults? I mean, is the fundamental problem that teachers are older and probably in many cases less healthy than the students that parents want to get in those classrooms?
I actually don't think so. I think when you look at it, it's really hard for us to understand. Listen, we appreciate the work that Governor Murphy is doing in New Jersey. We think he's done a really great job. We happen to disagree with him right now on this issue. But when Governor Murphy is saying that it's not safe to gather indoors, how can we be talking about sending 1.3 million students back into 2,500 school buildings in New Jersey, not to mention bringing in 200,000 plus educators from communities all over the state, and in some cases in our western counties from Pennsylvania, and bringing these people together to gather every day indoors? It's a head scratcher to us.
What about just putting a teacher behind a plastic wall?
Again, it's the experts, the letter that we issued last week, I had every district group of educators, every local district sign that letter. We're united on this because the challenges are just too great to overcome in this short amount of time. You have to understand that many school districts are struggling constantly for just adequate, normal supplies. So there have been no additional funding that's been provided by the federal government to deal with this. So we don't really have confidence that they're going to be able to put in safety measures, cleaning products.
It almost sounds, Anthony, like there is no solution. You're saying that schools are chronically underfunded, and you will not go back to work effectively without proper PPE, which needs to have funding. So is there no solution? Are we to expect that children will stay home forever and learn by themselves on a computer?
Right. So
there must be some damage to this whole generation of children who have to be just by themselves in front of a computer screen with a parent in the other room who's trying to work from home.
Right. So we agree that there are no real good solutions here. That's for sure. But we also don't see this as a life sentence. The one bright spot in the news has been on vaccine development. I just heard Dr. Fauci this morning say he's very confident that there's going to be a vaccine by the end of this year. So we believe that to risk the lives of students and teachers, and by the way, we're learning new things all the time, that students, even young students, may be carriers of this virus. So to risk that health when it could be only a few more months before we can start vaccinating people, we don't think that that's the prudent thing to do. So no, we're not saying to teach from home forever or even for this entire year, but we're saying to start the year in September is irresponsible.